Hi, so now that we've had a look at how you can select your keyword phrases using the search volumes and the information from the Google Keyword Tool, I just wanted to show you a simple and easy way that you can do a bit of competitive research for your keywords, because ideally you want to select keywords based on three main criteria. The first one is that they are absolutely relevant to what your website is about. So first and foremost, you have to pick words that reflect, what your website is about. But the Google Keyword Tool might help you decide if you use a plural version or a certain spelling, or maybe if you have a hyphenated word like online, whether to go on-line or just online. So those kind of things. And it might also give you suggestions for words that you hadn't thought of that are also directly relevant to your website. So that's the first criteria. The second one is that it has a high search volume relative to the other words that you should choose. And the third one, which is also just as important, you want a word that the least number of other websites are optimized for, because if a lot of other websites are optimized for the same phrase, it decreases your chance of coming up on page 1 of Google when someone searches on that phrase. So the first thing to do when you've selected your phrase is just do some Google searching on it. Have a look at the websites that come up, get a feel for where they're using the keywords. But the next thing, you can do a thing called an Allintitle search, and it basically just means in your Google search, just type Allintitle like that with a colon and then your keyword after it and then go search. So we've put Asian restaurant in first. The first results are the web, but because this guy's targeting Australia as his location, we'll narrow it down to pages from Australia. And you can see that Asian restaurant is used in the page title here of 11,600 other websites. So basically what that means, the page title is a really critical place to put your keywords that you're optimizing for. So if that many other websites have it in the page title, that gives an indication of how competitive the phrase is. So the next thing to do is try your next phrase. So we'll just have a look at Asian takeaway as the second example of the words that he selected. And then do the Allintitle search. And here you can see only 669 other web pages have used that in their page title. So it will be easier to rank on that, but still there's 669 pages out there already. So a suggestion that I have, particularly if your business is targeting a local area, put a local geographic term in your main keyword. For example, I do web copy editing. I don't target all of Australia. I target the main area, which is Melbourne, the city I live in, for people to find me in their searches. So I come up under web copy editor Melbourne, because that's easier for me to rank on than web copy editor, which every other web copy editor is probably using. So where this takeaway restaurant's located in a suburb of Melbourne called Hawthorn, it makes sense to add on, let's face it, your business is located where it's located. So add on the actual name of the suburb or the area where you are, and it might be easier to rank for that. So if we have a look at this example, Asian takeaway Hawthorn, no one else is using that in their page title. So all things being equal, if this guy uses it in his website in the right places, in theory he should be able to come up in Google on page 1 on that phrase. And then obviously we need to hope that some people do actually search on that phrase. So trying the other example, even if we go Asian restaurant Hawthorn and try the Allintitle search, we see only 9. So he's got a good chance. If he picks his main phrase as being Asian takeaway restaurant Hawthorn, he gets a match. Google reads from left to right, so it matches the words in that order. So he then actually gets a match on Asian restaurant Hawthorn and also Asian takeaway Hawthorn. He's also including restaurant Hawthorn in there, but a lot of other websites, like way more websites, will be using that, so it'll be harder to rank. But Asian restaurant and Asian takeaway Hawthorn, he will have a better chance. So they're the words that I would select for him.